Well, there's hardly ever a shortage of Apple news, even after the splashy, informative Worldwide Developers Conference this week. So the company revealed another update to iOS 9. Joining us now to discuss this latest plan is Ted Murphy, CEO and founder of IZEA. Ted, thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
All right, so you'd think the company would be out of the news by now, but of course that's not the case. Every day there's another Apple headline, and today we're talking about Apple's ad blocking development. What exactly is this plan?
Yeah, so what Apple has said is that they are going to support ad blocking software within Safari, specifically on mobile devices. So this has not been functionality that's been available directly inside Safari in the past, but they're going to allow third-party developers to essentially block ads when you're viewing content through Safari on your iPhone or your iPad.
And we know this is certainly not a core business for Apple. It doesn't necessarily have negative ramifications there, but ads do pay the bills for many website publishers. So a life without pop-up ads, it might appeal to consumers. I mean, certainly as a consumer, it appeals to me. But what happens to the website publishers?
Well, look, you have $100 billion that are going to be spent on mobile advertising next year. And of that, about 25% of that goes to in-browser advertising. And Apple's got about a 40% market share there. So you're talking about really a $10 billion addressable market. Your point is spot on. A lot of publishers are making their money from display advertising. A lot of that, though, is not coming from mobile devices right now. If you look at someone like the New York Times, only about 10% of their revenue actually comes from display ads on mobile devices. So one of the challenges has actually been that these publishers haven't really figured out how to monetize mobile display ads yet. And part of that is because mobile ads, they're just terrible for consumers. Nobody clicks on that. When was the last time you clicked on one of those, Morgan? Right? People don't want to click on those ads. It's not a good experience, and so publishers are really challenged to monetize through those mobile devices anyway.
And you just fed into sort of my next question for you, which is the fact that being the founder and CEO of IZEA, essentially what your company does is you connect the content creators with the advertisers. From your unique vantage point, what does a development like this from Apple mean for you and for this space and for the mobile advertising space moving forward?
Well, I think that what you're going to continue to see is downward pressure on CPMs for all display advertising. And we're seeing that big publishers are moving away from display advertising, and they're creating their own content studios. You have people like CNN that just announced their own content studio earlier this week, and that's because the advertisers are really looking for a unique solution. They don't want to buy those display ads anymore. They want to be integrated into the content. So, whether it's the big publishers who are starting to make those investments in content studios, or the independent people, the YouTube stars, the Vine stars, the people that had big followings on Twitter, those people all have a fantastic opportunity right now because display advertising, the engagement rates continue to go down, and it doesn't translate well to mobile devices, and that's where a huge amount of this content is being consumed.
That's an interesting point, and so we're just looking at talking about like YouTube stars, Vine stars, the publishers. How about the tech side of things? What is this going to mean in terms of Apple's competition against, say, Google?
Well, I think that it's going to get tougher and tougher for Google, and I think that companies like Rubicon are also going to face some headwinds. I think Rubicon was down 5% yesterday on this news. The challenge is display ads are a sea of sameness. Consumers don't like them. You've got banner blindness on desktops, and so people are trying to figure out, okay, how do we monetize in this new world, post banner ads, post pop-ups, and I ultimately believe that sponsored posts are the display, or that is the ad unit of the future.
So I guess just really quickly, last takeaway here. this is actually, in some ways, potentially a good development. It's going to mean more creative advertising moving forward?
I think it's going to push publishers to get more creative. I think it's going to push their advertising agencies to be more creative. And I think that ultimately the consumers are going to benefit as more and more companies say, you know what, we're done with banner ads.
Ted Murphy, thanks for joining us, and thank you for your thoughts on this topic. Thanks for watching. I'm Morgan Brennan. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.